Hello dear students. Today you will learn economics lesson Introduction to Economics. We use various things in our daily life. These are called goods and services. The things which we use in our daily life are goods and services. Which goods do we use in our daily life? Food, clothes, book, bicycle, phone, TV, etc. Services, electricity, transportation, education, medical care, tailoring, music, mobile, internet services, etc. The people using goods and services are called consumers. We are using goods and services, we are consumers. The people who are engaged in the production of these goods and services are called as the producers. They produce the goods and services. And there are distributors. Who are distributors? The goods and services are made available to us at our place through transporters, traders and shopkeepers. These people are called distributors. We buy the required goods and services. To buy these goods and services required by us in our daily life, what do we need? We need money. Without money, we cannot get anything. So how do we get money? We are engaged in work or we are employed. We are engaged in work. We do some work so that we get income, money. By virtue of the employment, we get income. The income we spend becomes the income of the producers and distributors. So we earn money. After that, we spend that money to buy some goods and services. So that income, what we spend to buy goods and services, become the income of the producers and the distributors. The government maintains law and order and also provides some common basic facilities like good roads, electricity, internal external security, etc. So even government needs money. From where government gets money, the government imposes taxes for the goods and services it provides. So this tax, what we pay to the government, it becomes the income of the government. We get income by working. What income we spend to purchase goods and services, that become the income of the goods producers and the distributors. And what we pay for the government, what tax we pay to the government, that tax becomes the income of the government. How we earn income and how we spend forms the core of economic activities. Economics may be described as the study of these economic activities of individuals. How we earn money. We do some work, some activities, how we earn income, earn money, and how we spend that money to purchase goods and services to satisfy our desires, our wants. That activities are economic activities. Economics may be described as the study of these economic activities of individuals. Economics is a science that deals with the production, distribution, and use of goods and services. We cannot have all the goods and services we wish. Why? Because the money to buy them is limited or scarce. We have limited money. Our income is limited. So we cannot have all the goods and services we wish. So what we have to do? We have to choose the most important want first. We have to choose the most pressing or most important one first and postpone the less urgent ones. For example, food is more important than going to a movie. Suppose we spend all our money for the movie, then we will not get any food. We have to starve. So what we have to do? Here the most important want is food. We have to choose the most important one first and postpone the less urgent ones. Therefore, scarcity and choice are the basic problems which everyone faces. In this background, economics is defined as the social science that examines how people choose to use limited or scarce resources in attempting to satisfy their unlimited wants. Economics is defined as a social science. It is a social science that examines how people choose to use limited or scarce resources in attempting to satisfy their unlimited wants. Adam Smith. Adam Smith is considered as the father of economics. Who is considered as the father of economics? Adam Smith is considered as the father of economics. Adam Smith defines economics as the study of wealth. What is economics? Economics is the study of wealth according to Adam Smith. The word economics comes from the Greek words, two Greek words. One is oikos, another one nomos. Oikos meaning household, nomos meaning management. So, economics means household management. Thus, economics refers to the art of household management that involves using the available means to satisfy the basic needs of the family. The same rule, when applied to the whole society, implies that economics is the study of how the society uses its resources, limited resources, to satisfy the basic needs of the people as well as for their economic prosperity. How society uses its resources to satisfy the basic needs of the people as well as for their economic prosperity. The organization of economic activities is called as economy. Now, we will learn about the importance of economics. Why we should study economics? What is the importance of economics? First one, it helps to recognize the scarcity of resources against the unlimited wants. Study of economics helps us to recognize the scarcity of resources against the unlimited wants. It helps us to understand that there is scarcity of resources and our wants are unlimited. Second one, it helps us to prioritizing the use of resources and identifying more important and less important. So the wants are unlimited. What we have to do? We have to choose the most important want first. So it helps us to prioritizing. Prioritizing means choosing the most important one first. Prioritizing the use of resources and identifying more important and less important. Next one is economics helps us to economize on the use of resources, to use the resources in limit. It helps us to economize, to save on the use of resources and search for more efficient ways of using the resources. Next one, engage in economic activity to support family as well as the country. The study of economics helps us to engage in some economic activity, to engage in some work to support our family as well as the country. Next one is the study of economics also helps us to contribute to government's revenue and assist it, help the government in the discharge of its developmental and welfare programs. So it helps us, makes us to pay the taxes properly to the government so that it helps in discharge of its developmental and welfare programs. Study of economics also helps us to understand socio-economic problems of the country. There are many socio-economic problems in our country. What are the problems? There is poverty, unemployment, inflation. What do you mean by inflation? Rise of prices of goods. All these problems are there in our economy, in our country. Study of economics helps us to understand all these problems and try to provide solutions to the same. Next one is, it helps us to suggest better policies and better ways of implementing policies for bringing about desired growth and development of the country. Now let us learn about economic activities. Wants are the basis for all economic activities. We are engaged in economic activities. People are engaged in economic activities to satisfy their wants. How to satisfy the wants? To satisfy the wants, we need money. So we are engaged in different activities. After we get money, after we get some income, we spend that money to satisfy our wants. All these activities are economic activities. So what is the basis for all economic activities? That is wants. Most of the goods and services that we use every day are limited in supply and hence are not available free of cost. All the goods and services we use are limited in supply. So hence we are not available free of cost. These goods and services are called economic goods and services because we pay money. We pay to that goods and services. That is why these goods and services are called economic goods and services. We use our skills and labor to earn money, and by using that money we satisfy our wants. The varied activities which we perform in order to earn money and wealth for satisfaction of our wants are called economic activities. So, we use our skills and labor and we earn money. We work and we earn money. After that, by using that money, we satisfy our wants. What are economic activities? The varied activities, different activities which we perform in order to earn money and wealth for satisfaction of our wants are called economic activities. So we are engaged in different activities in order to earn money. Why we have to earn money? To satisfy our wants. We earn money for the satisfaction of our wants. These activities are called economic activities. What are economic activities? Different activities or the varied activities which we perform in order to earn money and wealth for satisfaction of our wants are called economic activities. Now let us learn about the kinds of economic activities. Economic activities are divided into four types. They are production. First one is production. What do you mean by production? Production activities are those that produce goods and services. For example, agriculture, animal husbandry, fishing, mining, forest development, different kinds of industries, transport, communication, etc. Goods and services are produced for consumption. Man satisfies his wants by buying goods and services. All these activities are known as consumption activities. Goods and services are produced. After that, man buys that goods and services to satisfy his wants and he consumes it, he uses it. So, man satisfies his wants by buying goods and services. All these activities are known as consumption activities, buying the goods and services and using it to satisfy his wants. That is called consumption activity. Next one is exchange. The producers produce goods for the consumers. There is a marketing system to supply the produced goods to the consumers. So the producers produce goods and services for the consumers. After the production, that goods should be reached to the place of the consumers for their consumption. In this system, activities of collection of goods, transportation, selling and buying takes place. After production, the wholesalers purchase that goods from the place of production. The retailers purchase from the wholesalers. From the retailers we get the goods and services. So here the collection of goods, transportation, selling and buying, all this takes place. These activities are called exchange. Next one is distribution. The income that is earned through the production of goods has to be distributed to the various factors of production that have enabled the production. There are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship or organization. A person wants to start a factory or industry. He needs land. So, he has to purchase land or get it for rent. So, he has to pay rent for the land. Then, he has to recruit or appoint workers there, labor. He has to pay them wages. Capital, he needs money to start that business, that factory. So he gets that money from the bank as loan. He has to pay interest for that. Then he starts the business with the intention of making some profit. He has to get the share. So the income what he earns after selling the goods and services, that income has to be distributed among these 4 factors of production, that is land in the form of rent, labor in the form of wages, capital has to get interest, and profit for the person who puts all these 3 factors of production together. So the income that is earned through the production of goods has to be distributed to the various factors of production that have enabled the production. Now let us learn about micro and macroeconomics. Since economics is a study of human economic activities, it is a very vast subject. Economics is a very vast subject because it is the study of human economic activities. Therefore, in order to study the different activities, economics is divided into 2 broad branches called as microeconomics and macroeconomics. Now let us learn about microeconomics. The word micro means very small. Microeconomics implies study of economics at a very small level. Microeconomics is the study of decision making to use resources by the smallest component of the society, namely individuals, households, and business firms. Some such decisions are: the individual consumer makes these decisions for achieving the maximum satisfaction from consumption. A production unit called a firm or a business unit has to decide about the quantity to be produced, how much they have to produce, and the price at which the goods and service to be sold. These decisions will be taken by a production unit called a firm. The price is determined by the interaction of the buyers and the sellers in a market. How they interact and on what basis they decide a mutually acceptable price is also the subject matter of microeconomics. Now let us learn about macroeconomics. The word macro means total or large. The society or the country or the economy is a very large entity compared to an individual. Some decisions have to be taken at such aggregative level. The economic decisions taken at the level of the economy as a whole are the subject matters of microeconomics. The decisions, economic decisions taken at the level of economy as a whole are the subject matter of macroeconomics. The economic decisions like collection of taxes, expenditure on public amenities and welfare activities, regulation of inflation, inflation means rise of prices of the goods, promotion of economic growth, etc., which affect the whole economy fall in the purview of macroeconomics. Such decisions are usually taken by the government. Microeconomics studies individual buying and selling. What is about macroeconomics? Study of national income, total consumption expenditure of the country, inflation, problems of unemployment, economic growth and development, etc. affects the whole country comes under macroeconomics. It is said microeconomics is like studying a single tree in the forest. Studying a single tree in the big forest, while macroeconomics studies the whole forest. Now let us see about the basic economic problems. The problems in economics arise due to scarcity of resources, which forces us to make a suitable choice. You know, there is scarcity of resource, scarcity of money, scarcity of resources, and this scarcity forces us to make a suitable choice. This is both at micro and macro level, individual level as well as national level. In this context, economics tries to provide answers to the following questions. What to produce? An individual or a society has to decide about what goods and services to produce, whether to produce more of food or weapons, agriculture or industrial goods, education or health, consumer goods or machineries. An individual or a society has to decide what goods and services to be produced. The type and quantity of various goods produced depends upon the resource availability on the one hand and requirements of the people on the other. Next one is how to produce. There are different ways to produce goods and services. Whether to use a technology that uses more labor or capital is to be decided by the society. The society has to decide whether goods should be produced by using more labor or by using capital. Here capital means by using more and more machinery. This is essential to minimize the cost of production and efficient use of existing resources. So the society has to decide whether to use a technology that uses more labor or capital. For whom to produce? This is the problem of issue of distribution such that each person should get at least a minimum quantity of goods and services for consumption. For instance, it may be availability of food, basic education or primary health. Thus, every society has to decide the distribution of scarce resources and goods and services among all individuals. Thus, the study of economics helps us to understand the current use of resources and plan for their more efficient use in the future. Study of economics helps us to understand the current use of resources, using the resources and plan for their more efficient use in the future. The economists usually advise government on these matters. As a result, the well-being of the individuals and the country can be improved.